Okay, so what are the uses of cotton? The uses of cotton like fish nets, coffee filters. Have you seen the coffee filters? Coffee filters?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
When we dip the coffee, we can see, no, the cloth-like material, which is made up of this cotton.
Yeah, ma'am. We are getting something like from the outside we are buying, right?
Yeah, even for the green tea also, when we go with the sachets with the green tea, this dippers will be available. So that we'll dip in the hot water, so that it's like a permeable. What do you mean by permeable? Means it can pass, the liquid can pass through and pass out. Okay, so it's a kind of layer. Okay, so tents and book bindings, especially this book binding, we can see that when we give the books, so that they'll go, the books will undergo this binding process. We can see that book bindings. Understood? Cottonseed oils used for livestock. Cottonseed oil used for livestock. So what is this cottonseed? After extraction of cotton, these seeds are available. So when we grind the seeds, what happened? Not only like simple grinding in the mixer or whatever it is. So it will undergo some process. So they'll yield some oil, cottonseed oil. Sometimes this cottonseed oil also used for cooking purpose, like vegetable oil, especially when we go with medicines, Ayurvedic medicines, we'll go with this cottonseed oil. Understood, children? So otherwise, this cottonseed oil is very much good for livestock, for the cattle. Okay. So it is available and it is well given for the cattle, so that it's very much strong. Cottonseed oil gives more strength to the cattle. So we know that this cotton, jute, all these are non-lustrous. Non-lustrous, they are not shiny. But when we have observed silk, silk is very much
less lustrous.
Lustrous.
Ma'am,
fleeces of
sheep.
sheep. Fleeces of sheep. That is fur, especially. So
Now it's the same thing with this wool too. Are they dyeing to get this color?
Definitely, for every natural fiber, we'll go with the dyeing.
Okay,
ma'am. Why I said khadi? If you have seen the cotton, most of the cotton things are made up of like, they are like a dull, like what we can say, that sandal color or white color. So they won't undergo like a dyeing. If it's like dyeing cotton, definitely we can find it. But khadi is, have you seen khadi? Khadi materials, they are like natural only. Most of them, they are not dyeing. D-I-N-G. So when we go with wool, silk and all this especially, so we'll even jute also. So they'll undergo this, jute means especially they'll go with print, not completely dyed, because some they absorb much dyeing color and some they have bonding with the color, so that when we wash the material also, we can't see that the textile wasn't lose its color. Because they bind, that color will bind entirely with the fiber. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I wanted to share a fact, can I?
Yeah, 1 minute. Let me complete this. I said, I'll give time. So let me complete this. I want to show you the video also. Is it clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So they'll extract from the sheep. They'll extract from the sheep completely after a bulk amount of fur can be extracted, fleeces can be extracted by different, what we can say, sorting materials are available, so that they completely extract it. After extracting, then they'll separate it, so that they'll get in bulk. So what they'll do, they'll sort out any impurities, or that just they sort out with the manually or mechanically also. Machinery also is used. So that they form into a bulk, like how the cotton is like that. They just separate that individual fur or pieces, so they'll undergo with the yarning. So once they yarn, have you seen the threads? Wool threads are very thick when we compare with silk.
Yeah, ma'am. They are in my house. I use them for craft works.
Yes. So the thickness of the textile is much heavy when we come. So it is also, this wool is also like a different quality of wool. Very good, Neha. Different quality of wools are obtained. based upon the tensile strength. What do you mean by tensile strength? Tensile strength means holding capacity. Holding capacity. With the natural fibers, if you have seen, these natural fibers are having less tensile strength. They won't hold heavy materials. So have you seen that the cotton thread, when we pluck the cotton thread, easily it plugs. When you go with nylon thread, even there is a chance of scratching also, even there is a chance of cutting also. We can't just pluck out the nylon thread. It's very strong because it is made up of synthetic.
Yes, ma'am. Most synthetic fibers are made up of like plastic.
They are equal to metal wires. Synthetic fibers are equal to metal wires, metal fibers. Fiber is nothing but a wire in case of metals.
Ma'am, I want to ask that this natural fibers are having less tensile strength, right?
Yeah. Have you seen this silk? I think you are very much interested to go with silk. The natural fiber consists of proteins, two proteins in silk fiber. One is fibroin and sericin. These two are the two proteins we can find it in the silk. Okay. So have you seen this? These are mulberry leaves. These are mulberry leaves. They'll undergo, they'll take these adults and it's like a cycle, children. So these eggs are formed. After the eggs, larva is formed. This larva will undergo cocoons. From this cocoons only you'll get the silk. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Before 1 minute, child. Before converting into this adult one, these cocoons will be collected so that they'll collect this silk. So for everything there is a time period, child. So based on the time period, they'll check. So what is the incubation period of hen's egg? Like 24 days or 27
21 days.
21 or 24 or 27 based upon the kind of nowadays we can see the kind of different what hybrid varieties of hens also we can find. Alright? What is the exact one? 21 days.
Yeah, ma'am.
Somewhat like 24 also it may. Exactly like 21 it rarely happening nowadays, I think.
This category. However, natural fibers still top the chart, especially in the garment industry, for its various benefits over synthetic fibers. Next, let's get to know about a few natural fibers and then understand the process of weaving yarn to obtain fabric.
Anjali, you got it, no? Ridhima, Anjali, everyone? Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So this is about the silk, and why you should know is like how with the yield. So we can go with how it yarns and all. It's simply they'll extract it. I said no, cocoons will be boiled to remove the impurities or any other. Okay, so they'll collect these cocoons. They'll undergo. They'll just drop these cocoons in the boilers. So when they drop it in the boilers, what the boilers will do, they remove the impurities and they'll collect the hot thing from the boilers and they'll separate the thread. The thread is very much strong. Very much strong. Its strength is much strong. It based upon the quality, not the quantity. They based upon the quality about the silk, how they obtain of a natural. So let me give a small introduction about the synthetic fiber. Okay. So when we go with the synthetic fiber is nothing but completely it is obtained from chemicals. Chemicals in the sense some may obtain from petroleum, some may obtain from small coal and all. All these are the different kinds of materials used in Neha mute. Thank you. So different kinds of synthetic materials are used. So what is the advantage of obtaining synthetic fibers if we are having natural fibers? What is the need of obtaining the synthetic fibers? So synthetic fibers are much advanced than the natural fibers, but the thing of the quality of natural fibers is like that. The natural is always natural thing. But we are very much when we compare the economically, the natural fibers are very much costly. The price is too high. So for a common man, he couldn't go with the natural fiber, most of the cases. Understood? Definitely he'll go with the synthetic fiber. Synthetic fiber is much advanced than the natural fiber, but even though economically it is cheaper than the natural fiber. So definitely a common man will go with the which option he'll go, children?
Ma'am, surely synthetic fibers.
Surely synthetic fibers. For maintaining natural fibers, it takes much conditions are required. Ironing is required, protecting is required because it is obtained naturally so that it is not moth free, it's not wrinkle resistance, it is not abrasion proof. So many different kinds of disadvantages are there. But even though we are very much fond of going with natural fibers only because they are very much comfortable. Yes or no? So when we go with the synthetic fibers are obtained with many chemicals are used here, though, but it is much advanced than the natural fibers. They are moth-free. Moth-free in the sense, because their raw materials are chemicals, so there is no chance of attraction of this fungus and remaining kinds of bacteria or whatever. Understood? So there are much more advances for the synthetic fibers. And one more thing, to increase the tensile strength. All the time we can't go with metals. Am I right? So metals also there are much more disadvantages, and economically also they are much costlier than these fibers. And molding capacity of metals is low when we compared with these fibers. Understood?